talk about one type of division, which is called division by subtraction. And this type of division is used mostly when you're dividing a larger number that's not part of your math facts. So that means that your answer is probably going to be larger than 10. So we're going to look at some examples today, and this is just one of 3 strategies that you can look at. If you like this strategy, you can go ahead and use it, but if you'd like to try another strategy, you can also use some of the other ones. So the first question we're going to look at as an example is 82 divided by 5. So remember, the question we're asking is, how many groups of 5 can I make out of 82? So with division by subtraction, the idea is that you're going to be making groups of 5, and then you're going to be subtracting them. So it's hard to just think in our head, how many groups of 5 can we make out of 80? But I know that there's an easy one that I can make, and that's 10 groups of 5. So I'm going to start out by trying to make 10 groups of 5. 10 times 5 is 50. And over here on the side, I'm going to keep track that I made 10 groups of 5. Okay? So if I make 10 groups of 5 and I have 50, then I have 32 still left over that I need to make groups out of. So let's clear the screen here and we'll keep going. Okay, that's better. So now I have 32 objects left and I still need to make groups of 5 out of that. So I can think to myself, how many groups of 5 could I make? Well, to me, an obvious answer would be I could make 6 groups of 5, which gives me 30. When I do that, I subtract and I have 2 left over. Can I make any more groups of 5 if I have 2? No, because 2 doesn't make up a whole group of 5 itself. So when I look at this, I can see I had 10 groups of 5 first, and then I made another 6 groups of 5. So all together, I made 16 groups of 5. And I had a leftover, which is called the remainder, of 2. So my answer to 82 divided by 5 is 16, remainder 2. Let's try another example. I want you to follow along with me on your whiteboard as we go. So our next question is 79 divided by 3. So the question is, how many groups of 3 can I make out of 79? So again, I always want to try the first one, which is the obvious one, which is 10 groups of 3, because 10s are so easy to multiply. So 10 groups of 3 is 30. And I'm going to keep track of how many groups I have on the side here. So far I've made 10 groups of 3. I'm going to subtract 30 from 79 to see how many are left over when I make my 10 groups of 3. So 9 minus 0 is 9, 7 minus 3 is 4. I still have 49 left. Obviously I can still make lots more groups of 3. So let me think, could I make another 10 groups of 3? Could I take 30 out of 49? Absolutely. So I'm going to make another 10 groups of 3. So that gives me, subtract 30, I have 19 left. Okay. Now, can I make another 10 groups of 3 if I have 19? Well, 10 groups of 3 is 30. I don't have 30 left. So now I want to think about how many groups of 3 I could keep making. I'm going to just keeping track on the side here. So I have 19. I think I could make 5 groups of 3. So let's make 5 groups of 3. 5 groups of 3 is 15. Subtract 15, and I have 4 left. Can I make any more groups of 3 out of 4? Absolutely, I can make one more group of 3. So one group of 3 is 3. Take away 4 from 3 and I have 1 object left. Can I make any more groups of 3 if I have 1 object left? No. So altogether, how many groups of 3 did we make? Let's check. We made 10, 20, 5, 26 groups of 3. So our answer is 26 with a remainder of 1. Okay, for our next example, I'm going to get you to work a little bit ahead of me. So our first question here is 93 divided by 4. So I want you to go ahead and try to make groups of 4. Now remember, the logical thing to do is to try to make 10 groups of 4 if you can. So pause the video now and try to make 10 groups of 4. See if you can do it. So yes, you can see that you made 10 groups of 4, because 10 groups of 4 is 40. And we subtract those and it gives me 53 left over. So the next question is, can you make any more groups of 4? Of course you can make lots more groups out of 53, but can you make 10 more groups of 4? So have a think about that. Pause the video if you need to. And the answer is yes, you can make 10 more groups of 4 because 10 groups of 4 is 40. So if I subtract 40 from 53, I still have 13 left. So the question becomes, can I make 10 more groups of 4? Pause the video if you need to think about it.